Hello, hello, hello. Back again. I thank God for you all joining me today. And I have a guest that I've been promising you all one day he will be with me on this podcast. Come on in. Come on in. Praise God for you.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. I thank God that you came and gonna share some uh, news with us about the hot car. And I had been bragging on you coming, so glad you can be with me today. And we're going to jump right in on what we wanted to do. I want you to share a little bit about how you got started with this. God gave it to you, a little short version of it. And then we're going to share some more things with them later on. But I knew it's about the hot car, so I'm glad to have you.
The hot car started with, it started with a prayer.
Oh my God.
The Bible says, if any man lack wisdom, let him ask God.
Okay.
So when I first heard about the hot car death, that's children dying in cars, the parents mistakenly or deliberately left them behind, and the children ended up perishing. So in 2014, the news reported that there was no solution to solving the hot car problem.
Okay.
But by being a man of faith, I understand if we can put a man on the moon, certainly we can solve that problem.
All right.
So I prayed and asked God for a solution, and He gave me 5.
All right.
He gave me 5. So it's a long story. So hopefully we'll get into it, more into it in part 2.
A little deeper.
Yeah.
But my problem was because I didn't follow it all, all the way through. But I did know you came up with it, and I know that Alex had it put into the car, and we tested it out.
Exactly.
Because your grandbaby, I think she was like 3 or 4 or 5, something like that.
Correct.
And we had her in the car. And when you got out the car and left her, the alarm went off. I'm not
correct.
And so even we tried it with my dog. I got out the car and he stood up on the third wheel and the alarm went off. Correct. And we had it in the newspaper. I think we had it on TV, and everything. And I thought it was going well. And I don't know what happened. I do know the enemy don't want nothing good to come about. And it's a whole lot of things that going on now. But it was going on behind the scene, and now it's going on in the opening. Everybody can see it because our technology is allowing us to do it.
Yes.
But what are your plans? How many people you think done died because of not having this hot car?
Well, the government started tracking figures in 1998, I believe. And so far to date, right at 1,300 children have died as a result of the hot car death. But since I introduced the technology to the government, to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, roughly 240 children have died since the government hid the technology.
Wow.
The technology has been hidden and it's leaking. Different ones call me from time to time. I see your technologies in this car, it's in that car.
You mean to tell me it's in cars?
It's in cars. Yes, it's in
and
cars.
You don't know, you ain't got, what?
Yeah, we'll deal with that on part 2.
Okay, but I'm getting ahead of everything because you didn't tell me that because I really would have been upset. Now, I know I seen something, I was doing some research, and I see they got it in the police cars for the dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Now, they got it in the police cars for the dogs, but we don't have it in all our cars for our children. That is a disgrace.
Well, that's part of a national mandate. Congress in 2021 mandated that the technology be in the vehicles. but the officials at the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration have been concealing the technology. So they did leak it.
Now, we don't want to make a statement and everything. Explain what you mean by that it was hidden. Somebody overlooked it, or they just didn't want.
No, it wasn't overlooked. It was a deliberate decision made.
You think that?
Yeah, it was a deliberate decision made to conceal the technology. So I'm in litigation right now with the government concerning this technology.
But how could they put it in cars and nobody is the owner of it or the representative? Is the
Well, technically, I am the owner of the
I
technology.
know, but how did they put it in there without you?
Well, it's like someone breaching your bank account and spending your money without you. The government, is the biggest thief in the land, if I can put it that way. Our government has stolen more property, have stolen more copyrighted ideas, intellectual properties. Our government has stolen more. We as blacks have a history of things been taken
from
away,
us. Yeah,
taken from us.
But this is, how do we go about forcing this so all the cars can have it? And well, you don't want to force it and all the cars can have it, and you are not a part of it, because even though if some of the cars have it, somebody making some money somewhere. The government just giving it away. I don't trust the system.
No, I don't trust the system. And that's something, anyone that have a lawsuit need to be mindful. You need to take an active role and not just trust your attorney. Take his advice on everything. When I first wanted to litigate this situation, I contacted a dozen of attorneys, and all the attorneys were saying the same thing. You can't sue the government. The government has sovereign immunity, and you can't sue the government. So I decided to file suit myself. So currently, my litigation against the government, which has been ongoing for 3 years. So I must be doing something right. So presently, I have 4 open cases against the government. Giants do fall.
Yeah,
giants do fall, but sometimes they don't fall as easily as we want them to fall.
And they say what comes up must go down.
Exactly.
Yeah, and so I'm really I really want this to go, and I really want people to get interested in this. We're destroyed for the lack of knowledge, and I think this is something could save so many children's lives. And the parents sitting in prison now because their children died in hot car. Like I said, some of them is so busy trying to make it to their job and running and ripping, and forgot that baby was in that car. I remember back here, this daycare owner. At the daycare, they left the child. They thought they had took all the children to the daycare and left the child in the car. And so it's not. It shouldn't be on the parent when it's technology out there could save that child.
There's an organization called kidsandcars.org. They are a national organization. This is where the government and so many media outlets receive their information from, concerning hot car deaths, rollover, anything that have to do with children perishing in cars. Kids in Cars addresses it, and they realize that the technology is available. That's why they push Congress for a mandate. The mandate is Mandate 24222 of the infrastructure bill. So the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration has been given the proceeds, the money to go ahead to issue the technology. And what's a part of my complaint against the government is their hypocritical posture. on one hand, they want to punish the parents
Yeah,
for, how do you teach your mind not to forget?
you can't, especially when there's so much and poor people trying to get to the job and take the child to the school
Exactly.
and get the money, get the food, and it's
Exactly.
a lot to put on the parent. And I'm just so disgusted with the system because the people that vote for them, they vote against their interests. If you can't get somebody that always complaining about what they don't have, and then they go vote for people that don't want you to have it. I don't understand that. That's where we at. This system
Exactly.
is corrupt, and now it's exposing the people that been doing it. It's exposing them.
Exactly. Well, a hot car death can happen to anyone, as I've stated.
And dogs would be
exactly. As I've stated, you can't teach your mind not to forget. So we have prosecutors prosecuting parents for leaving their child, but the government, on the other hand, is hiding the technology to save the child. So it's hypocritical on the government.
Well, it seemed like they just intended steal it and give it to the big companies, and it's what we see every day now. They're giving the rich tax break, and school teachers are paying more tax than the rich folks are. So this is what that probably is the reason they thought you were gonna give up. But I'm glad you didn't give up. I know it's been a long struggle.
It's been a fight.
It was a long struggle, and
yes.
you have had to give up so much.
Yes.
And have lost so much in this fight. But I'm glad you wanted to see it through. But we're not through. We're gonna come back on the part 2 and discuss it a little deeper, because I've been rambling because this is my first opportunity to know that it was in cars.
Yes. Yes.
It's in cars.
Several of the manufacturers have various versions
made it a little different than yours.
Yes.
Yeah. So they gonna push yours out, but yours was the first.
Payday is coming after a while.
Yours was the first design,
Exactly.
and now everybody building off of that design,
Exactly.
and that's the fight that you had had.
Well, that's why we in court. The government cannot take your property without just compensation. Even if they wanted your land, there's a term that they call eminent domain, and the government will use eminent domain to take to take one's property and build a bridge or whatever.
Just offer you whatever they want to give you.
Yes,
but you ain't got no offer.
No, not at this moment. That's why we in court.
Okay.
That's why we in court.
We're gonna go off, and then we're gonna come back on next week. Whenever you want to discuss it with me, we're gonna come back and do it. And it might just take, we putting a video out maybe every day till you get all this together. But you all stay tuned and hit the like button and send this video, because we got more we're going to discuss, okay?